Hello and welcome back to Rupel Boom or Bust. It's going well. It's going a bit better than I expected. Not amazingly well, but it's going well. We are all the way on to the 2nd of November, or we will be when we play our next match. We've won a fair few. I think we've won 5 or 6 games now all season. We've drawn a few, we've lost a few as well, but we are up into 5th place. So, since we last met, we had just closed out the summer transfer window. We've done a little bit more transfer business. I'll come to that in a minute. First of all, let's talk about the results very quickly. We started off with a 2-0 victory against Anderlecht. Mohamed Faye scoring both the goals just before half-time. A 1-1 draw followed that against Charleroi. We actually got a bit lucky here because they missed a penalty earlier on. I say missed, it was saved by Andre. Polizzi scored a penalty for us, obviously, as you can see. We then beat RAAL La Louvre in the Croquis Cup. Thanks to Andrei Yarmolenko, you can see the team on the right hand side there. It was very, very rotated in this one. Against Standard Liège, a 3-1 defeat. Mohamed Faye once again on the score sheet. And then 2 back-to-back victories against OHL, Dahuahulu and Zazua with the goals in this one. And then an absolute thumping of Vaslan Beverin, 6-0. Polizzi with 2. Mohamed Faye gets his second hat-trick of the season. And Augustin Perez also getting on the score sheet in this one. And Alan Howes got sent off for 2 yellow cards. It means that we are currently sat 5th place in the Jupiler League. We are doing pretty well, I think. 4 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats to our name, positive 13 goal difference. We have won 7-0 and 6-0, which is literally 13 goals. So, yeah, if you take those out, we're on 0 goal difference. But those two matches definitely do count because they've given us 6 points as well. We are a long way off the top of the table. We're not too far away from 2nd place, but we're only 9 games in. Quick bit of transfer business then to talk about. We've bought ourselves another Belgian winger in the shape of Joachim Carcella, or Joachim. I'm just going to call him Carcella. I don't know how that's pronounced. It's Joachim. Joachim, maybe. Probably isn't. It's probably a soft J. It's probably Joachim. Anyway, I'm just waffling. Carcella has joined us from Standard Liège. His career is baffling. He has played for Standard Liège, Anderlecht, Club Brugge, Standard Liège, and only played twice. He played once for Standard Liège in 2019-2020. He then played once again in 21-22 season, getting an assist. And that's pretty much it. He's then joined us. He's played a couple of games. He's done poorly. That's 6.2. Poorly. He's done poorly, but he was a free transfer. And he's Belgian. And somebody who I mentioned in the last episode has now joined on a permanent deal. It's Adrezinho, the Brazilian, signs from Ceratizino. Maybe, I don't know how to pronounce some of these place names, but yeah, he's joined on a free transfer. He is the 3rd player to join from Ceratizino. It was La Rosa, also came from Ceratizino, and COR, South Korean defender, came from Ceratizino as well. I do this basically now. This is a club that I feel like produce very good youth players. Maybe just in my save or just in general, but they do produce some really good youth players. So maybe have a look at them in your save. Lucas Gabriel's pretty decent, isn't he? Or is he? He's just fast. Is he good? He might be good. What am I doing? I'm just going to have a look at all of their players now just to see if anyone's any good. He's not bad, is he? He's not great. Felipe's good. He's got 2 months left on his deal. Do we do that? Do we sign these players? Probably. Gildo's not too bad either. And they've all got short contracts. He wants £110 a week. 5-year deal, £110 a week. You can't go wrong. Anyway, before we get into today's matches, we've still got some more things to talk about. Finances, they're still going down. However, the board did give us nearly £700,000 to try and keep us afloat. And weirdly, the month that they gave us that money, we've lost a huge chunk of money. We've lost £750,000. I don't know where the money's going. Honestly, I do not know where this money is going. Last month, we spent £775,000. On what? What did we spend it on? Loan repayments. That's a huge chunk of money. Salaries are all pretty high. We are hemorrhaging money. We're in big trouble. Cercle Brugge then are going to be our first opponents, who I think they are struggling in the table. They're like 17th, 16th, 17th, something like that. They are down the wrong end of the table. It's going to be Andre in goal. Weidner, CO, Keita and Gallardi will be our back four today. Gallardi is playing because Adoy has shin splints. So Adoy hasn't basically played for a couple of weeks. So yeah, we've got Gallardi playing. He's the one who can play on the right-hand side and the left. He's mainly a right back, but he'll do a decent job on the left-hand side. Zazua and La Rosa in the middle of the pitch today, with Augustin Perez and Luca Palizzi on the wings. Mohamed Faye and Olivier Douahulu will be our strikers. Mohamed Faye has scored 9 goals this season. He is on fire. Cercle Brugge play in a very big, but very empty stadium by the looks of it. That's massive. Obviously, we do have... I kind of didn't mention it because it kind of happened at the end of last season, but we are building a brand new stadium. This is why this season, and probably next season, are going to be fairly unimpressive financially, shall we say, because we are working with a 6,000 capacity stadium. Once that stadium is complete, we will have 15,000 capacity, which if we sell that out, we should start making our money back fairly quickly. Palizzi's corner comes in, and Keita is there, and Abubakar Keita, the American, who, by the way, is actually in their real-life under-21 squad, which I didn't even realise that till I saw something the other day about it. He gets his first goal of the season. He's not really played much, and that goal puts us to third. A few minutes later, Mohamed Faye has the ball, keeps hold of it as well. I say keeps hold of it. He lost it, then got it back to Douahulu, plays the ball back to La Rosa. Zazua now. La Rosa once again dinks it over to Douahulu on the volley. He was miles offside. It's a cracking finish from the Ivorian, but that is certainly not going to count. This is where VAR comes back and says he was onside. Okay, he was offside. My guess is by about 2 or 3 metres. He seemed a long way offside when the ball came in. He's okay, it was a lot closer than I thought, but I mean, look at that finish. What a finish. Palizzi with a free kick to Gallardi, the left back, who for some reason moved over to the right hand side, and it's gone all the way back to Andre, the Brazilian goalkeeper. Plays it on the ground to Gallardi, back to Sio. What are we doing here? This is a worrying highlight. Andre once again in his penalty area. Can't pick it up, obviously, because it's a pass back. Gallardi to Zazua, forward to La Rosa. He's going to play it on the ground, finds Luca Palizzi. Slots it through. Mohamed Faye, edge of the penalty area. The young Spaniard hits his effort wide of the goalkeeper's post. It's still 1-0, but we are looking very, very good against Cercle Brugge so far. That's not what we need. That is definitely not what we need. Potential thigh injury for Gallardi. We're going to do Silas Naka. Silas Naka, obviously, we signed him last season. He's played 11 games. That's all he's played. He is continually injured, but he's back. He's fit for the moment. He's probably going to get himself injured again very soon, but he's going to make his first appearance of the season for us. 25 minutes, and there's a throw to Cercle Brugge. Canute back to Vitinho. Number 7, La Rosa's gone in there, stolen the ball away to Douahulu. Needs a bit of support. He's gone it alone. Faye's got the pace to collect that, though. Can he get the cross in? He can't. Hits the first man. And now Cercle Brugge with Hotic can run through the middle. It's 3v3. Keita just gets a big boot behind it. Andre with a goal kick. Still plenty of time in the first half to play. Keita to La Rosa. Where are you going to go? Going to play... He's lost... Oh, my word. He's lost out to a man with a confusing name. Although, if he was my player, I'd learn to pronounce it. Gori doesn't get tackled by Palizzi. Keita back to Gori. It's a slide tackle from La Rosa. Doesn't win the ball either. And Andre with a very good save from a man with a very complicated name. Chouameni, that's what I'm going to go with. Not that it's relevant, because he's their player, and this is probably the only time I'm going to need to say it, but his name is Chouameni. Obviously, half-time, we are 1-0 up. Things are going well, but you're capable of better? No. I was trying to get a better performance out of them, but apparently it's not going to work. Zazua with a free kick for us. It's... Oh, I thought I was going to go straight in then. Didilian holds on to that ball. That's a great name. It's a good name. I like the name Didilian. Kicks it long over the halfway line. Keita doesn't win that header. Actually, apparently he did. Gori's collected it, though. Keita's gone over to try and stop the injured man. Crosses it in. Sio at the front post gets it clear, but only as far as Gori once again. Now Keita for Cercle Brugge. Edge of the area. Crosses it in. Schneider is there. Is it Schneider? Scheidler? Aurelien Scheidler has put the ball in. Why am I playing in Belgium? They always have weird and confusing names. Palizzi with a corner for us. Towards Keita at the front post. This time the American heads over the bar. I've just seen Silas Naka is injured again. He's only got the orange injury, but he's injured again. It's 1-1 currently. Do we do a change? I feel like we need to do a change. There is a highlight that's just randomly begun. Perez is going to come off. El Hilali will be coming on. Do we also do Douahulu for Joe Pigott? Yes, we do. Joe Pigott, I didn't realise, is 6'4". Douahulu's got this ball on the left-hand side. Kicks it into Hermansen. Now Perez, the two players about to be substituted. La Rosa, edge of the penalty area. Now plays it back to Zazua. Loads of space for Naka to Huahulu. Naka's there, and Naka has absolutely rattled the back of the net with that one. Silas Naka takes the lead for us. It's 2-1. I think Huahulu gets the assist as well. He's still getting subbed, but it's 2-1. We're back in front. So we've now got El Halili. It is El Halili and Joe Pigott playing for us. What a strange world that we live in, where Joe Pigott comes off the bench to play for Rupel Boom in Belgium. Hotic with a free kick. What are you doing? Andre was well out of position. Luckily, we got very lucky there that they were offside. It's still 2-1. Right, we've got a minute or so. I say a minute. We've got 6 minutes to play. We're going to do another change. Faye is coming off for Jamal Abu. We've done all of our subs, haven't we? Because we had an injury. That's right. We can't do any more. CO then with the free kick. We've got 4 minutes. Weidner plays it forward to El Helali. In towards the middle. Plays it long, actually, towards Mohamed Faye, who so far this match hasn't done a huge amount. Polizzi is in on goal. And Luca Polizzi, who has been with us since day one. He is one of the few players who has been with us since day one. And he's still scoring goals. His 4th of the season. Luca Polizzi is weirdly good. But in terms of his attributes, he's not very good at all. 4 minutes of injury time. Hotic with a free kick. What are you doing, Andre? Stay on your line at the very least at those situations. I mean, he did come out and claim that quite comfortably. Pigott doesn't win the header, but we do have this with Luca Polizzi. He's gone long. Joe Pigott's not going to be fast enough to get on the end of that. That is one thing that Pigott doesn't have in his game, and that is pace. El Hilali, he's going to run with the ball. Tries to slot it through to Faye. Oh, I thought there was going to be a bit of a mix-up there between the defender and the keeper, but Didillian collects it and kicks it way over the halfway line. Keita nods it all the way back to Andre. Lovely television save. Didn't need to dive there, did you, Andre? But you did it anyway. He's gone and kicked it long, this time towards Al Hilali. Now Keita for Cercle Brugge. Vitinho back to what's his name? He's got a confusing name, okay? I can't say his name properly. It didn't go in, okay? It didn't go in. That's all we need to know. Full time then, we've won 3-1. It wasn't the most convincing performance. I don't think that was particularly convincing. We did obviously score the 3 goals, XG of 1.28, which actually isn't too bad. Tahuahulu scored the goal but was disallowed. 3 more points in the bag. Decent. Oh, flipping marvellous. So, Gallardi's out for 5 weeks to 2 months, although Adoy is almost back. He's back in 7 days to 2 weeks, which actually isn't almost back at all. No injury though for Naka. Naka is fine. So we're here then, up in the nosebleeds. 10 games played. We are just under a third of the way through the season. Sat in 3rd place in the table. We now have to go forward. I think it's OHL is our next opponent. It's not. It's KV Oostende. Oostende, who are in 5th. So they're having a decent-ish season. I didn't check this. I feel like I should check this more frequently. They still expect us to get relegated, or at the very least, be in this little relegation scrap. So far, we're nowhere near it. KV Oostende then next up. Hopefully, a victory here will put us possibly up into 2nd place. And the way things are going, we might be able to do that. It's going to be Andre in goal, a back foot of Weidner. Howells returns from his suspension. CO and Keita will be our left back today. We're going for Keita over Naka because Naka won't be able to last 90 minutes, basically. Even as a fullback, he won't be able to do it. Zazua and La Rosa will be in the middle. Perez and Polizzi on the wings. Faye and Jamal Abu will be our strikers today. Abu is playing because he wants more football, and I said, you know what, we'll give you a chance. He's probably getting subbed at half-time. So, last time out, obviously, we won 3-1 in our last match. Hopefully, we can just carry on the good form in front of an always sell-out crowd at the Rupel Boom Stadium. I don't know what it's called. It's got a weird, complicated name with lots of V's, J's and K's in it, I think. It's 0-0 after 10 minutes, and apparently we're not even having any shots. 25 minutes have passed, and we've had 0 highlights so far. We've got one now, though. Zazua with a corner. Front post, it's a header clear. Matombo gets that clear a little bit further, and we are not closing this down. This is a worry. El Malali down that left-hand side. Is he going to get that cross in? He's got no one in there at the moment. He still managed to do it, and Andre is there covering it, but the headed effort goes just over the bar. Not a very good match so far for us. Not very good at all. If we win, we'll go on to 21 points, which means we'll still be way behind Ghent and Bruges, but we're keeping pace with them. It's a free kick for Oostende. Who is the man taking this then? Look how big Howells is in that wall. He's a big lad. Diarpino steps up. It's a very good free kick from Diarpino. It's 1-0 to KV Oostende. things are not going well in this match, are they? Things are definitely not going well. We've not really done anything. We've had 7 shots, but not a single one of them was good enough. We're going to thrash our arms. I'm far from pleased. Let's get some motivation into these players. Abu's on a 6-4, so, you know, that's your match done. You wanted to play, gave you a chance, you were garbage. Off you get. Throw for Keita to take to Perez. Can he get that cross in? He does get that cross in. Actually, it was almost in. Wagner to Polizzi. Wagner once again. And the German right back has made it 1-1. Why are we scoring goals from fullbacks all of a sudden? Since the match engine update, fullbacks not only seem to be getting better ratings, but they're also scoring goals. Well, the second half has been just as exciting as the first half by the looks of it. There's been a goal each, obviously, in the match, but very little highlights. Polizzi with a chance. Seo is there, and Seo Byung-jun gets his first ever goal. I believe that's his first ever goal for Rupel Boom. It is, it says down the bottom in the commentary. And he's probably, I assume, the first ever South Korean to score for Rupel Boom as well. Could you imagine if they had like a rich history of signing South Koreans that I'm just completely oblivious to? Right, final 15 minutes of the game. Howes is going to come off for Naka, and then we'll just sort those two out so the right players are in the right positions. We are also going to do Perez, again, not playing very well. Carcella's going to come on for the final 15. Hopefully he can improve on his 6.2 average rating from his first 2 appearances. He's probably not going to be on the pitch long enough to even get a rating, is he? Actually thinking about it. Time is dwindling. It is ticking away. 94 minutes we're going to play in total, hopefully. The ball is headed forward. Dahuahulu collects this. Polizzi's in front if he wants to use him instead. The big Ivorian tries to slot through 5 but can't manage to do it. Now Seo, one of our goal scorers. He's gone long towards Fai again, and it doesn't even get over the defender's head. And now Guay in on goal here. Andre needs to save this. Why do we still do this? Why are we so insistent on giving up defending in the final 5 minutes of the game? Every single time. We concede so late. We can be 16-0 up. We'll then concede 1 in the last minute. We'll always do it. It's a 2-2 draw. It's a 2-2 draw. It's not ideal. Strikers were garbage. Faye, Dahuahulu and Abu all getting 6.4s. I mean, at least we have our defenders to thank and probably not thank for, the late goal that they scored. It's a point. Well, the good news is we still stay in 3rd place because Ghent were playing Antwerp. So Antwerp couldn't go ahead of us. Obviously, we were playing 5th placed Oostende, so nobody around us picked up any points other than the teams above us, which, if I'm perfectly honest, I'm not looking that far up. If anything, I'm actually just looking below and seeing where we're going to fall. We are 9 points clear of the relegation zone, or the relegation playoff thing. So we are just as close to that as we are top of the table. In fact, we're closer to that than we are the top of the table. Right, next episode, what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way to the end of December, right before the January transfer window opens. We're going to be playing KVK and Westerlo. I think this is kind of the halfway point after the KVK game. We've played Westerlo, we started off our season against Westerlo, so hopefully this is the halfway point. If we're still up there at the top end of the table, this second half of the season could get quite interesting, because we then might enter the weird European playoff thing, but we might actually be in the top one. Which means even if we finish bottom, we're probably getting Europe. That's something to look forward to. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2021 with Rupel Boom. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with more Rupel Boom or Bust. And maybe we're still going to be getting a bit of a nosebleed from our probably overachieving in the league. I'll see you next time.